the last Ottoman princess and the most beautiful woman of her time. She refused Turkish citizenship and died as a British citizen. The last Ottoman princess, the only daughter of the final ruler of the Ottoman Empire and the most beautiful woman of her era. She was a refined Turkish princess who grew up within the lavish walls of royal palaces only for fate to turn against her, leading to her exile and forcing her to leave everything behind. She is Princess Duruşehvar, the one who refused Turkish citizenship and died a British citizen. In this video, we explore her life story and take a closer look at the final days of the Ottoman Empire. Stay with us until the end, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Princess Hatice Hayriye Duruşehvar Sultan was born on January 26, 1914, in Çamlıca Palace, Üsküdar, Istanbul. She was the daughter of the last Ottoman Caliph, Abdülmecid II, who assumed the position of Caliph after the abolition of the Ottoman Sultanate. She grew up in an aristocratic royal environment and received her education from the finest tutors of the court. She mastered several languages, including Turkish, Arabic, and French, in addition to excelling in literature and the arts. However, the fall of the Ottoman Empire in 1924 and the subsequent abolition of the Caliphate forced the Ottoman dynasty to face a new reality: exile. The princess, along with her family, moved to Europe, first to Switzerland, before eventually settling in France. Despite the challenges of exile, Princess Duruşehvar managed to preserve her royal stature, becoming a symbol of grace, beauty, and culture. On March 3, 1924, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk officially declared the abolition of the Ottoman Caliphate, a cornerstone of his project to build a modern Turkish republic founded on secularism and a decisive break with the imperial past. This decision came as a shocking blow to the Ottoman dynasty, which suddenly found itself stripped of authority and protection. Harsh measures were imposed on the family, including permanent exile from Turkish lands. Indeed, Caliph Abdülmecid II left Turkey with his family, including his daughter Princess Duruşehvar, aboard a train bound for Switzerland. They carried only a few belongings, as most of their wealth and possessions had been confiscated by the new Turkish government. For the family, this exile was a deeply painful humiliation, a fall from the grandeur of imperial palaces to the uncertainty of a foreign land. The Ottoman family first settled in Switzerland and later moved to Nice, France, where the Caliph and his household lived in modest conditions compared to their former glory. Nevertheless, Abdülmecid II ensured that his daughter received an exceptional education, with a focus on literature, the arts, and languages. Life in exile, however, was financially difficult. The family relied heavily on the support of royal friends in Europe and sympathetic relatives across the Muslim world. Despite these hardships, Princess Duruşehvar embodied elegance and refinement, earning the admiration and respect of those around her through her education and cultured demeanor. Exile left a profound mark on the young princess. From an early age, she learned the meaning of loss and how life could be turned upside down overnight. These experiences shaped her resilience and her ability to adapt to the many challenges she would later face. Yet, even in exile, the family worked to preserve their Ottoman identity. Princess Duruşehvar remained proud of her heritage, committed to upholding the values of her dynasty and passing them on to future generations. By the early 1930s, the exiled Ottoman family was invited to the court of Hyderabad in southern India. Hyderabad was no ordinary state. It was among the wealthiest and most powerful princely states in India, ruled by Osman Ali Khan, widely regarded as the richest man in the world at the time. Thus, the invitation to Hyderabad was not merely an act of generosity. It also reflected the deep historical and cultural ties between the Ottomans and the Muslim communities of South Asia. On November 12, 1931, Princess Duruşehvar's life took a dramatic turn when she married Prince Azam Jah, the son of the Nizam of Hyderabad, Osman Ali Khan. The marriage was a remarkable royal event, uniting the illustrious Ottoman legacy with the ruling dynasty of Hyderabad, at that time a symbol of immense wealth and influence in the Indian subcontinent. This union was more than a marriage. It was a symbolic royal alliance, bringing together two of the most prominent dynasties in the Muslim world. Princess Durrashehvar entered a life of unparalleled luxury. Hyderabad was a center of immense wealth, enriched by its diamond and gold mines, among the richest in the world. The ruling family possessed vast treasures of rare jewels and opulent palaces. Yet, the princess did not simply immerse herself in extravagance. She played an active role at court, gaining admiration for her captivating beauty, strong character, and dignified presence. She became a highly respected figure in Hyderabad, contributing to numerous social initiatives, particularly those aimed at improving the lives of women and advancing education and healthcare. From her marriage, Princess Durrashehvar bore two sons who carried forward her royal legacy. Prince Mukarram Jah, who became the primary heir to the throne of Hyderabad, and Prince Mufakkam Jah, who played a vital role in preserving the family's heritage. She dedicated herself to raising her children with a blend of Ottoman and Indian traditions, believing her role extended beyond being a princess to safeguarding the royal values she had inherited. Princess Durrashehvar was far more than a royal figure. She became renowned for her philanthropic and developmental contributions, working tirelessly to improve women's welfare and expand educational opportunities in Hyderabad. She was also a strong advocate for cultural values, ensuring the preservation of Ottoman heritage within a society vastly different from her own. In 1944, on a sorrowful day, the last Ottoman Caliph, Abdulmecid II, passed away at the age of 76. His death marked the end of a long chapter of suffering in exile, a fate he had endured since being forced from his homeland in 1924 after the abolition of the caliphate. The caliph died far from his beloved Istanbul and the palaces he once called home, surrounded only by his small family, yet also enveloped by the silent pain of decades in exile. His passing was a defining moment for his daughter, Princess Durrashehvar Sultan. To her, he was not merely a father, but the living embodiment of Ottoman dignity and a legacy stretching back centuries. She believed that while he had not been honored in life, he should not be denied respect in death. The caliph had often expressed his final wish, to be buried alongside his Ottoman ancestors in Istanbul, the city of his birth and his glory. But when he passed away in Paris, the princess knew fulfilling that wish would be no simple task. Initially, she arranged for a temporary burial in Paris, viewing it as only the first step in a longer struggle to see her father's wish realized. His funeral was conducted with the solemnity due to a man who had once been caliph of the Muslims, but Princess Durrashehvar could not accept Paris as his final resting place. Almost immediately, she embarked on a painful and determined mission to return her father to the land of his forefathers. In 1948, she traveled to Ankara to meet the Turkish president, İsmet İnönü, formally requesting permission to transfer her father's remains to Istanbul. Her words were poignant, emphasizing that this was not a political matter, but a human duty to honor the deceased. Yet her plea was firmly rejected. The young Turkish Republic, still shaped by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk's vision of severing ties with the Ottoman past, feared that allowing the caliph to be buried in Turkey might be seen as a symbolic revival of monarchy or the caliphate. For Princess Durrashehvar, the refusal was a painful blow, but she did not give up. In 1954, she renewed her efforts, this time appealing to Turkey's new Prime Minister, Adnan Menderes. Unlike İnönü, Menderes showed sympathy and expressed understanding of her wish to honor her father. However, strong opposition from members of the Turkish parliament blocked the decision once again, leaving the matter unresolved and the princess disheartened. After years of failed attempts, Princess Durrashehvar came to accept that her father's dream of returning to Istanbul might never come true. At last, she sought another way to honor him. She turned to the Saudi government, which agreed to receive the caliph's remains and grant him a resting place in the Holy Land of Islam. Thus, Abdulmajid II was laid to rest in Al-Baqi Cemetery in Medina, beside the Prophet's mosque. It was a deeply symbolic resting place, not in Istanbul as he had wished, but in sacred ground revered by Muslims worldwide. For Princess Durushehvar, it brought solace to know that her father was buried in a holy sanctuary, close to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Though his final wish was not fulfilled as he envisioned, his burial in Medina gave his legacy a spiritual permanence that transcended politics and exile. In the 1950s, the Turkish Republic began to ease its policies toward members of the Ottoman dynasty. After decades of enforced exile, the descendants of the imperial family were finally granted the opportunity to apply for Turkish citizenship and return to their homeland. For Princess Durushehvar, this was a long-awaited chance to reconnect with her roots after years of separation. Yet, to the surprise of many, she refused to reclaim Turkish citizenship. Her decision was driven by personal conviction. She felt that the modern Turkish Republic, with its secular foundations, no longer represented the dynasty to which she belonged. For her, accepting citizenship was not a mere legal formality. It symbolized recognition of a system that had abolished her family's legacy and forced them into exile. Thus, she chose to decline the offer, retaining instead her Indian and later British citizenship, a reflection of both her life journey and her quiet act of defiance. Despite the luxury she had once known, Princess Durushehvar faced great challenges after India gained independence in 1947. With the annexation of Hyderabad into the Indian Union in 1948, the rule of the Nizam came to an end, marking the fall of one of the last great princely states. Amid these dramatic changes, the princess remained steadfast in her role as a mother and wife, determined to embody royal dignity in an era of shifting fortunes. She chose a quieter life, away from the spotlight, dividing her later years between India and Europe. Through it all, she maintained the grace, simplicity, and nobility that had always defined her. On February 7, 2006, Princess Durushehvar passed away in London at the age of 92. She was laid to rest in Hyderabad, where the ruling family preserved her memory as a symbol of both grandeur and royal humility. Princess Durushehvar remains a symbol of royal authenticity and the ability to adapt to difficult historical transformations. She embodied the legacy of the great Ottoman dynasty while embracing the traditions of India's princely families. Her life stands as a unique chapter in the history of the Ottomans, and her story endures as a testament to the greatness of royal women and their strength in facing challenges with courage and grace. With this, we conclude the story of the last Ottoman princess. We hope you enjoyed this documentary. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming stories. Until next time.